And we're back with our next match from the round 16. This time, Terran versus Protoss. Ssak versus Ssinz. The double S players versus each other. Let's look at our bracket. We've gotten through the top 4 already. We've got JYJ versus Barracks. Hero versus Royal. Very exciting. I know nobody likes Terran versus Terran, but what I do like about JYJ and Barracks in particular is they like to attack a lot. And they like to do optimized build orders, so I don't think we're going to have mass drops in those games. I really do think we could potentially have sub 10-minute games there. And of course, Hero versus Royal, you know, 2 of the best Terran and Zerg players facing off versus each other, so that's going to be great. Let's look at our map picks today. We know Ssak actually in Season 1 was the only player to get a win versus Snow in that season. So his Terran versus Protoss is clearly very strong. Is there any map here that I'm surprised gets through? Not really. I think Monty Hall is a good veto from Ssinz because Ssak is very good with, you know, micro-based play, and a lot of the games that I see of TVP on there, it seems like players like Ssak would excel on. So I think overall, this looks pretty good. Also, map order also looks pretty good in my opinion. So let's get into game 1, which is going to be Pantheon. Okay, in the bottom left, we do have Ssak, and in the top right, we do have Ssinz. Interesting name that he's come up with. I'm sure that has some type of meaning in Korean, but I don't know exactly how that translates. But what I was going to say about Ssak is, I think people here probably feel like there's a slight favorite, and it's probably Ssak here versus Ssinz. But if we think back to the games in Season 1 where Ssak actually beat Snow, or almost got close to beating Snow, you know, he had this gasless expand, instant armory, very fast 2-1 at 11 minutes, like very low units in the early game. And you know what type of player doesn't have low units in the early game? It's Ssinz, man. He's always in your face. So I actually think Ssak needs to change his style here, because if he plays some type of micro-based play, you know, playing for like fast 3-2 or something, I actually think he's gonna get exploited. And Pantheon is a map where you could proxy like a robo at mid left and then start elevating into the main. So I do hope that Ssak doesn't do like a 4-minute armory here, but it does look like Ssinz is actually gonna 12 Nexus. Now we saw 12 Nexus in a lot of his Protoss versus Zerg games, but I think this is one of the few times he's actually gonna 12 Nexus here versus Terran. And of course it is cross spawn, because when else do you 12 Nexus? It's only when you cross spawn. Ssak, is this gonna be gasless? Yeah, it's gonna be gasless because his main gas is way too late. So this already is giving me deja vu about Season 1. Cross Scout. It is Cross Scout, right? Cross Scout from Ssinz here. That's going to be nice. He'll find Terran first, and actually he'll be able to gas steal now if he wants to. He's going to need to have Terran's going to need to have a quick reaction to make sure that that doesn't happen. Now remember, versus the Zerg players last season, 12 Nexus into Gateway and then Forge later on, I don't think there's any way in hell that Ssinz is going to double gate here. After seeing all those games being so greedy, he doesn't strike me as the type of player that wants to play safe. He does see the command center. You know, he actually hasn't committed to gas yet. Ssinz could like double expand here if he wants, like build another Nexus. He hasn't taken a gas either. Wow, he saw gasless and still went 2 gate. Already I'm weirded out. I'm not gonna lie. What's the purpose of the second gate? You can't be attacked. It's cross spawn also. Like, you know, maybe I could get behind it if it was like Bloodbath or something, where the spawns are so close that even if it is only 1 barracks, you're still able to do a lot of damage. But it's Pantheon, man. Why a second gate? He still has no gas, by the way. Still no gas. What am I looking at? Is this like a 3 zealot run by? 4 zealot run by? Sure, Ssak is probably confused also. What the hell is going on? Another pylon. Is this really like a 4 zealot run by at the natural? Isn't the factory going to be done by then? Like, it's also cross spawn. Zealot's going to take a century to get across the map. He's literally building 5 zealots. I can see he saved 2 of them in his main right now. Oh, well, this is what you get when you play someone like Ssinz. I ain't gonna lie here, I hate the build order. I'm just gonna directly say it. I am not a fan. Now, he's gonna double gas. At least he'll recover his gas that way. But I just am not a fan. Let's see how much damage this can act. Oh, wow, he actually spots the 3 zealots. And with trailing vision, he might actually see the 4th and 5th one come out. Now, Terran, in response, he should build like 6 Marines here. Okay, he's only built 3 and he doesn't have a bunker. And he went for an add-on immediately. Is this really just a misread? I thought he would just go straight Vulture after seeing all these zealots go by. Now, I'm looking at the bunker positioning and the way it's set up right next to those, I don't know what they're, those pillars on the left side. He builds a depot on the left. Of course, the zealots can still run by the bunker, but we'll at least force them to funnel in through a choke. It is going to be a fast third base. I thought Ssinz was going to go for a fast third base. There's no way he's not running by this. He has 6 zealots, 7 zealots. Dude, you built 7 zealots, you gotta go! Yeah, this is kind of what I was talking about, is that's a very tiny choke right there. So, you know, it's not easy for units to just get by. Oh, that was amazing. He's still gonna lose some SCVs, but this guy's gonna lose so many zealots. That's 7 zealots. And he drills through the SCVs and doesn't lose any. He doesn't lose a single vulture. I wish Ssinz had, I wish Saks had built 3 more Marines there so he had 6 and insta-countered. If he had insta-countered with 6 Marines, literally just rallied vultures, don't even need mines or speed or any of that, he would have had so much DPS. Actually, Ssinz, I guess, did he cancel his Nexus? I don't know. I didn't know if it actually went down or not, but he's gone into fast robo as a follow-up. And Ssak, after that opener, is like, well, dude, you had the latest gas in history. You built 7 zealots. Your robo can't be that quick. So I'm just going to take an immediate third base. I think that the immediate third base is going to be perfect here. He's already got speed. He's going to have mines pretty... Is he pulling SCVs? Like, it's just 2, but... It is just literally pure vulture. Man, if he had gone slightly faster, I think he could have won the game. I think now Protoss will hold this because range should be kicking in. But still, Terran is at a massive advantage. Yes, he's down workers, but he's going to have an immediate third base. Zealot just walks in. That's nice. He's going to get some free intel. And I'm sure Ssak was confused. Like, you can see he laid mines at top middle, but I really do think he was thinking that there's going to be a third base there. Not sure exactly what happened to the Zealot. Oh, there it is. Wow. Wow, look at that range. That was nice. Hit one of them. And I didn't really see much. So, the game is kind of weird, I ain't gonna lie. So I'm not sure if actually Ssinz knows that Ssak already expanded, because he didn't only see 2 factories. He didn't see anything at the top side. He didn't see like a starport. So it's not like he's got confirmation that, you know, there isn't some key buildings at the top side. Like that. Run by. Oh no. It's a disaster. Straight into the main. 2 vultures get in here. Gonna kill more pros. Take that. A couple more. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he went from being down 6 workers to now he's up 5 workers. Pretty balanced. And all of that was off of just 75 mineral units. Or less. Vultures and Marines. Now he can start scaling into his tank. It looked like that is an observer at the bottom side. So he sees that the third base was taken extremely quick. He knows now, okay, this guy went 2 fact. has no more vultures, pretty much, has no more mines, just has tanks, and he has a third base. Maybe I can, bust somewhere. If he has a shuttle, for a shuttle bomb, I think it's possible with his 6 gate. Oh, he actually rushed the Citadel too. So if he goes into fast, if he can get some fast speed with a shuttle, I think that this could be busted. There's not that many tanks. There's the third Nexus that I thought got put down, 4 minutes ago, but just now starting it. And to say that Ssinz is in the deficit is an understatement. Here we go. He's gonna try and, nah, this can't work. Like, look how tiny this poke is. There's not that much supporting unit, but there's enough tank. Wow, the tanks are doing so much damage. The ones in the back are just barely in range of the goons. And now the goons are gonna have to back off. Had to close my door real quick, and it looks like Ssinz just let off a few more Dragoon. And I saw what Ssak is starting to ramp up his production. I don't think I noticed the starport, so this is maybe like a 1-1-8 or 8 to 10 factory timing. Yeah, I think those are even more factories going down. Yeah, those are definitely more factories going down. And I just saw a vulture pop out of the bottom building, so that's not a starport. This is legitimately, I think it's just going to be a 10 fact all in. Well, I mean, is it an all in? I mean, it's a 3 base 70 worker count attack or build. But we're going to see Terran go to max pretty much. Cannon comes up in the nick of time, but it's not got a lot of DPS versus people. Like 5, 6 probes end up dying, something like that. Oh man, and he is eating a ton of mines. That's 2 more goons falling. Yeah, how many factories are that? That's 4 right there. And then I think he has 5 more above that. So 9 factory. Up 20 supply already. Oh my god. It is actually 10 factories. Well, I said it in the beginning, right? I said it before the game started. I hope we get to see a build order from Ssak where he builds a ton of stuff, because that's what you need versus him. And he's done that, exactly that. He is massacring. Up almost 40 supply now. Tank count, still great. Yes, he lost a few in the beginning, but he could go right now, I think. He has, what, 10 tanks? Yeah, 10 tanks with 4 Goliaths and 10 factories. I think he even built another factory in his name. So 11 factory production versus, what, 6 gate? Am I saying that correctly? He could A move. Where's the Steve Chung A move gift? We need that. This is an unstoppable army. This is a massacre. There you go. He needs to get a mind track, but there's the way that he can get a mind track. You gotta fight, man. I know you don't want to fight, but you gotta fight. Yeah, and look at that A move. Terran isn't even sieging. You know what that means? It means get out of the game. The scores were not bad, but it doesn't matter. Oh my gosh. Destruction. There it is. GG. And that was easy. Wow. So, Ssak is playing how I was hoping he was going to play. In Ssinz. He tried to do Ssinz things, but I really hated the opener. I just, there's no way else to say it. I do not understand it. He tried to just run by a bunker when it was scouted from a mile away. Let's get into Dominator here. I think this, doing a lot of zealot pressure here is a little different, especially with the inverted ramp. But yeah, Pantheon was not it, man. So, in the top left, we do have Ssinz once again. And in the mid right, we do have Ssak. So, we saw YSC versus Light in ASL. That was a crazy game, the Proxy Robo. Sin definitely has that in the arsenal. Because that is in the arsenal, I actually don't hate seeing a fake double from Ssak. Just go for like 1 tank, 1 vulture, 6, 7, 8 marines. You don't even have to really, intend to attack the natural with it. You just have it so that you don't get hit with like a proxy robo or some type of other shenanigans that Ssinz could definitely pull out here. There goes that probe. Looks like it's going to be a forward gate. So already turning up the juice. And unfortunately for him, going bottom left, he's not going to find Ssak first. Still may be able to gas steal. No, I don't think that would be in time. Would it? Ssak also has the right side mining, and I do know that Ssak likes to do 11 gas a decent amount. So I think, yeah, there's no way that it could get there to mid-right double scout before the gas goes down. There is the gateway. Gas? 12 gas? Okay, 12 gas for Ssak. I like it. I think this still gives him opportunities to FD. Ooh, probe's up to no good. You knew he was going to. You knew it, man. Proxy robo. I think a lot of times this is proxy DT, but I hope it is proxy robo. Isn't the cybernetic massively late? Whoa, this could be 3 gate. This could be 3 gate range. Just 100 goons. I mean, if you're going to play this build, you have to make sure that the SCV doesn't get in. So if the SCV gets in, he's going to see, okay, dude, you don't have another pylon. You're proxying really nearby. This has to be 3 gates, right? There's the first gate. Probably coming from a weird angle, though. Does he already know? Well, first off, he doesn't know. And second, it was not 3 gate. It's just 2 for now. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. That Marine's already really, really low. Two zealots. Interesting. SCV did get into the main, by the way, but with all the action going on, does he realize that there's a pylon? I think the answer is no. He's forced the SCV off the bunker, which is all he really needs to do. As soon as both of these dragoons get out, he should have the second goon here soon, pretty soon, right? Second goon should be popping in a second. This first goon, that goon died. Bunker's still not done though. Zealot is taking a lot of damage, but at least gets off some shot. I think one shot that Marine. See ya. There's 1 Marine left. Taking a lot of damage on the goon. But second goon arrives, and this game might be over. There's no more Marines. He's desperately trying to take that goon. Oh, it's so low. It's so low. Oh, that means that the Marine's gonna die and not get into the bunker. There's also no SCVs pulled. Wow. I do want to point out, by the way, look at Ssinz worker count. If he didn't win the game with this game would be over. Ssak could have pulled SCVs that entire time, and he would have been outmining Protoss. Saw the tank dies. And with the tank dying, the GG's got to be coming out, right? Cute build order from Ssinz. I actually think that was a pretty good build. I think 3 gate is what I would have done, but I guess you can't afford it when it's that fast. And he pulls it back to 1-1. So now all of a sudden we're into a best of 3. And our next map is going to be Radion, which is probably my favorite map. So let's get into it. Alrighty. This time in the top right, we do have Ssak, and in the top left, we do have Ssinz. I want to see Ssinz 12 Nexus again. Not 12 Nexus 7 Zealots, that's for sure. But 12 Nexus, and then go a real build order and see if he can actually punish Ssak. Now Ssak, I would like to see the gasless again from him. Like, he's just so good at it. Like, he's actually legit. That's legitimately, I think, his best order in build order in Terran versus Protoss. Like, every single time I've seen him play it, I think he's won, right? Like, the one game he won versus Snow, what was it? It was like that forest type of map. What was it? Jungle Story? Like, reminded me of Jungle Story. And, like, the sickest 2-1 timing. It's, like, really powerful. He had a ton of units, so I really do hope that he gasless. And look at this. Ssinz. It's going to be another forward gate with gas steel. So he's getting lucky here with the scouting. Cutting for it too. Okay, so he's going to get down very, very fast gate. And okay, wow, the probe is so fast that I was looking at Terran's pace. I was like, oh, is he going 14 cc? But that's not the case. He's actually just playing a normal build order. He immediately takes his gas. But this probe is really disrupting the Rax time. He might actually kill that SCV, by the way. Yeah, that was really good micro from Ssinz. And now the barracks comes down versus a 9 gate. Like, this is pretty late. Zealot should do a good amount of damage. Also, it's away from the depot, which is exactly what you want. More disruption onto the mineral line. This is a great opener from Ssinz. Again, I guess the question is how many Zealots is it? Normally, I would say it's probably like, you know, between 1 and 3, but I guess we could see something like 5. Thankfully, the gas comes down now, so now it really does look like it's probably 3? Probably 3? Maybe 2? Oh, probe! Almost got it. But the Zealot is on the move, and we haven't even finished the barracks yet. So this is going to be a bit of a rough hold. And the probe is still just being so annoying. Factory should start in a second. He needs to put that factory by that depot, plug it up. That way that the Zealot can't go through the depot hole there. But instead he puts it down below the rack. Okay, he saw the Zealot. Second Zealot's also on the way, so the Marine's going to have to try and help deal with that, make sure that the SCV doesn't end up getting taken down building the factory. Ooh, good micro to save it. Oh, still no shots taken at all. There's the third Zealot on the way, so I was right this time. 3 Zealot. Ooh, the SCV positioning is, wow, that's just so good. Right into the sweet spot between the depot. Zealot at the bottom couldn't help at all. And now these Zealots have, yes, they forced 3 SCVs off the line, but I do want to point out Ssak is up 1 worker, and these Zealots are most likely going to die. Like, Ssinz strikes me as a player that once he's committed, he's committed. Like, I don't think he's going to try and save these Zealots, right? Like, for to use later. I think this is it. Once he spends it, he's committed. There go all 3 Zealots. They get 2 Marines, damage 1 Vulture. I'm not sure if that was worth. He's also going to lose the probe, probably, if he chases. I guess he won't chase. Probably just repair up, put down his command center. So in the end, 2 Zealots for 2 Marines. Not the worst trade in the world, but I think Terran has a slight advantage here. I will say that Terran has not been able to scout yet, though. So that's, you know, could be worrisome. But I think with Terran's, you know, just rushing mines these days, and the mines being so impactful, like dealing with DTs or dealing with, you know, hidden gateways, even rowboats, I think that University of All-In would have still been fine. There's the upgrade on the factory. It has to be for mines. If it's anything else, I would be very surprised. Is that a battery? Wow, he thought he was getting attacked, and actually he's not. 100 minerals. I'm not going to say it's down the drain, but it definitely doesn't help him right now. Maybe it can come into play later on. Maybe, you know, if he needs it defensively to heal up like a Reaver or something, that could be great, but... Oh, actually, he is on the move. Only 3 Marines? Interesting. I feel like if you're going to make a play like this, why not build a few more Marines? They soak up a lot of hits. I don't think Protoss would have range by now. I think I could DPS. In mine. Battery actually did help out there a bit. I still don't think he necessarily needed it. I think it would have cleaned up anyway, but at least he makes sure that all of his units are healthy. Second gateway coming down. Robo's basically done. This has got to be Observer. I can't imagine it being a fast Reaver. And Ssak with his map control is just going to get some mines set up for some vision. And there's the armory. So again, I feel like his build order is great. He didn't rush the armory. He's still obviously going to have a good +1 timing, but he's going to be able to build so many factories if he wants to. Factory coming down, and instead of going for like the mass vulture plate like we saw on Pantheon, he's just ramping up his tank count. So overall, I think Sakk's in a good position. It looks like this was actually a rush Reaver. Oh, is that a Stargate? What's this? Okay, rush Stargate. I'm trying to think back to Pantheon. Did he rush an academy? A lot of times, Terran players get academies around like 7 minutes. Alright, starting it when the Stargate is done. What does that mean? That means like the carrier is going to be like halfway done if he goes immediately with a scan and then actually scans the Stargates, obviously. Ooh, Ssinz is in trouble because Ssak he knows his opponent. He knows that Ssinz likes to build a lot of units on 1 or 2 bases. So he's gone into 4-fact, and as soon as the scan goes off, I think that this 4-fact is going to turn into 7-fact real quick. Sakk's eco is really good. He's got 41 workers so far. I think when he's 7-fact, what are you looking for? Like 48 workers at least? Maybe 50? You don't necessarily need more than that. So like 2 more cycles, 3 more cycles of SCVs, and he's going to be fine to support all those factories. The Stargates just now start blanking. The Academy has completed and the concepts have just now started. So maximum, I would say, there's going to be 2 carriers out when an attack comes, assuming that Ssak wants to attack, which I really do think he does. He also has a lot of tanks already. Already 6 tanks. Yeah, there's a scan. Oh, he scanned directly on it. Well, let's look at Sakk's gas. His gas is quite low. I guess he can't go 7-fact right now. I don't think he needs more tanks. Well, I know he doesn't need more tanks, but I also see that Protoss only has 3 Dragoons, right? But he may not know that. So I think he'll probably build up to like 10. And then, well, scratch all that because he's actually just going. All right. I don't know how they always know when to attack. Like, did he really scan the army and see that there's like a non-existent army? I personally would never make this move. I would be scared that this guy has a lot of ground units. Now, Radion doesn't have the most buildable terrain, but it does have some. And I think the 5-fact, no additional factories is maybe go 1 additional factory is the perfect play here, since he obviously needs to just build pure Goliath at this point. Well, there's the first 2 carriers, but there's 7 Goliath with Marine, and Terran has +1. Terran's not exactly the strongest breakpoint, but every upgrade does make a difference. And yeah, that interceptor got immediately blown up. Can he wait? I feel like Ssinz can't really wait. He needs to try and jump on this before it's critical mass carry, or before it's critical mass Goliath. Oh, the Reaver. Reaver, need double Reaver. Okay, if he can get rid of all the tanks, there would only be Goliaths left. Okay, those tanks at the bottom are dead. Those tanks at the top, they don't die, actually. Oh man, those tanks need to die. I realize there's only 3 Dragoons left at the bottom, but if there were no tanks, maybe like it's 4 gates or whatever you have with Goons and just Terrors to win. But at this point, there's not enough interceptors to deal with the Goliath, so I feel like this base has been broken. This can get taken down. There's no third base for Protoss at all. That was just a great scan from Ssak to find the carriers immediately. Now he's got 4, but there's buildable terrain here. There's what, 9 Goliaths? 9 Goliaths will beat 4 carriers when the carriers have low interceptor numbers. Yep, Terran's just, he's doing it, man. I would love to see Ssak send an SCV down the bottom right and hide a base. Because he's got enough SCVs to support 5 factory, or 6 factory, whatever he has. And create a bank. Here we go. This is gonna be the last stand from MG desperate here. Goliaths are shelling that carrier. That's gonna die. See you later. And I see that those goons have died. Those goons at the top got melted too. He only killed 1 tank. And that is gonna be another easy victory for Ssak. So we've got a 2-1 score in favor of Ssak now. I do like that Ssinz mixed it up, but once again, the Zealots are just doing no damage at all. 3 Zealots. I mean, and also remember, he delayed the barracks for a long time. So delayed barracks for a long time. You had 2 Zealots in the guy's base when he had 1 Marine, right? Still did no damage. So I think at this point, I need to open with something different. Maybe Nexus first again? Okay, in the top right, this is potentially the last game. We've got Ssinz. And in the top left, we do have Ssak. And just like I was talking about with this being a good map for barracks, I think this is, again, another great map for Ssak. Can wall in if you want. Can go gasless. And then go straight for the armory. And, you know, you have high ground at your natural, both naturals. So it's easy to defend your main and nat. I really do think that of all the games to try and sneak a fast armory, this is it. And then of course, with it being a Terran, getting 3 bases immediately. I mean, 3 base Terran is just absolutely bonkers. And there goes the SCV. Build that depot at the mineral. Do it. There we go, another wall. People have been giving me flack for years about, Nyoken he just walls, blah, blah, blah. You're seeing it here once again. This time it's Ssak. The other day it was Royal. Go download a flash replay. He's walling too. These 2020, or these 2001 builds, they're coming back in 2024. And it looks like we are going to have 12 Nexus. I love it here. I think you gotta go 12 Nexus. Terran is way too strong on their 3 bases on this map. You've got to have huge econ to stop them. And there we go. 12 Nexus at the top. It's not a gasless though for Ssak. Still fine. I think the gasless here, I guess if you're gonna wall, gasless is not so great because then they can just kill both your depots and you can't really do anything about it. So that, in that sense, it makes sense. And Ssinz once again is gonna do this cross scout. Not gonna find Ssak first this time. tracks is done. He actually does do a wall instead of a bunker. Okay. And we're going to have the factory come down. Everything's very normal. Now, I wonder, with this wall, will he rush siege? Okay, and it is a fast double gate this time. This time, thankfully, there's gas. Thank you. We're going to have a standard follow-up here. No BS with the mass zealots. No Marines. Still no Marines. Okay. Interesting. The cybernetic score. And I'm looking at supply for Ssinz. It doesn't actually look like he built any zealots, so it's just going to be straight 2-gate. No zealots at all. And just going to go straight into mass goon. I guarantee you that Ssak is not happy about this, seeing this guy get away with absolute murder, not even built a single zealot here. But Terran has gotten away with murder, having built 0 Marines, so that's also nice. But I'm curious how he actually stops the goons, because there's just now the add-on started. So it's going to actually be a while before the tank gets out, and obviously it's not going to have siege. So what's that probe up to? It's going to pylon? Tank? Pylon wall? Wow, look at that timing. Clutch timing. Still gets one worker, but... Oh, can he drill it through? Oh, I thought he was going to actually jump it through. That would have been sick. But SCV can still hit. We'll come in for another round of scouting. I don't see anything unusual going on. Ssak's command center about to finish, and he's going to respond with I think another command center at top middle. Maybe not. Not sure exactly what that is at the top side of his base. I'm just waiting for what the tech is. You assume it's going to be Robo, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's actually like Stargate or Citadel. You know, something wild. Okay, that's Robo now. I see he used 200 gas. SCV's still alive. I mean, this SCV has gotten sick intel. Now he knows that definitely the tech has gone down, and because he didn't see stuff for so long, it's either Robo or the guy saved gas and went like double Stargate. So I think what Ssak needs to do here is needs to rush his armory and rush an academy to figure out what this is. Either one, either Robo or Stargate. You know, the armory's going to help you. So I think that's the play here. I see a couple of buildings going up in the top left corner of his base. He's only on one factory yet. Okay, look at that. It's almost like he heard me. There's the armory, there's the academy. So this is perfect, in my opinion. He's also got his third base basically done at this point. So even though he's down 7 workers, he's going to catch up real fast. And he's going to have a massive recon. Preuss still doesn't have a third. Wow, he went into 4-gate. He really thinks that Ssak is going to do a timing. But Ssak is powering like a madman. Ssak could not have a better opener here. He's probably rushed siege, which he can just sit on high ground now. The only thing that he's vulnerable against is a bulldog play. I think Ssinz could do that. If Ssinz goes 4 zealots here with a shuttle, I think Ssak dies. But if it's anything else, if Ssinz just plays the normal game, I think Ssak is going to easily win. Well, here we go. I see a decent amount of units moving out. Or I thought they were. eBay's actually really late. If this was a shuttle play, he would be so dead, man. He would be so dead. It's one factory. I think he has 3 tanks in total. Yeah, he has 3 tanks, 1 Goliath. 2 Goliath. Nope, 1 Goliath. He canceled his eBay. He scanned, he saw 4-gate, and he still canceled his eBay. Holy cow, he's feeling it today. The cybernetics is still spinning. Is this really Stargate? I feel like this is a fake. Is it not? Don't know third base. Wow. I think in big time trouble. Ssinz eco is still good with the 55 workers, but he needs another base. He's oversaturated his main and his natural on a map where your natural mines out almost instantly. He desperately needs to balance out the workers at the minimum by getting the third base. Finally, he puts it down, but Terran's got their third base running for several minutes now. He's now gone into 6-fact. I think we're going to go into 8-fact pretty soon. What is that cybernetics doing? It's still spinning. Is he like upgrading and canceling it and then upgrading and canceling it? Like consistently just doing it over and over so that it continues to spin? Because there's no way that this is air. What would be the purpose of getting this? I'm baffled. I don't even think that this is the Arbiter. You can see Ssak is confused because he keeps scanning. He's like, what am I missing? Now he sees the Stargate right there. But I don't even think that this is Arbiter because there's no Templar Archive. Like, I realize it's only one Stargate, so you must think it has to be Arbiter, but where's the Templar Archive? If it was going to be Arbiter, he would have put down the Templar Archive by now. Again, I feel like he's probably scanning the same spot over and over, because he's probably as confused as I am, and I have full vision. Yeah, one Stargate. I knew it had to be Karen. Like looking at it, I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. But also, one Stargate doesn't make any sense. He needs to jump on this army instantly. He's had his Citadel. Oh, I was gonna say he's had his Citadel for so long. He must have speed by now, but he doesn't. So even though he has all these units waiting to pounce on the units, he can't pounce because there's nothing there. I'm curious what's in the middle. I see a pylon and buildings in the middle. Okay, those are goons. So those aren't even buildings. Well, Ssak is slowly pushing. He saw that it was only 6 gates, and he knows that this guy's going Stargate now. So he feels like he's going to have enough production with his 8 factories or 9 factories or whatever it is. Oh man, this really... I mean, supplies are in favor of Ssinz, but this really looks like another, impossible army to kill. There's a lot of Goliaths here also, so they can soak up a lot of damage. Okay, here we go. The Zealots do have speed. Vultures, there aren't that many. They got pretty much blown up immediately. Tank focus fire is really good. Look at the focus fire not doing almost any damage to the Zealots. But Ssinz is gonna hold this. Wow, he annihilated this. Guess that's what happens when you don't have any vultures. Zealots and goons just reign supreme. Wow, that was a massacre actually. It wasn't even close at all. Okay, well all of a sudden, Ssinz is at a huge advantage. His 6-gate goon, or 6-gate just production, ends up overwhelming the 8 factories. I actually think that Terrence will hold this now. There's enough vultures here to help support. Oh, actually, maybe not. I guess there's way too many goons. It's game over. That's a lot of kills. There is 8 factory production, though. He's gonna kill depots? Oh man, only Goliath came out. Oh, he needs to kill the goon. Like that, there's 2 of them, 3 of them, 4. There's still so many zealots. Vultures, just barely turns into a vulture now, but Preuss also lost a lot. but this does buy time to get the carriers out. Now, I'm curious what Terran's upgrades are. If he has a starport with his 2-1 coming, I think he's still okay. Oh, he doesn't. Oh, he is just on 1-1. So this is not looking that great. Terran's definitely in trouble, especially on a map like this where your bases mine out fast. He's going to need to get mid-left pretty quickly. We can see that Ssinz also has low money as he's transferring most of his probes down to mid-right, but I saw he now has 3 Stargates. So the one carrier at a time is going to turn into, 4, 7, 10 pretty quickly. But Ssak not out of it just yet. He did hold, but I think losing all of his tanks is going to cause him to have to camp for a while. But like I said, this is a map that you can't really camp on that long. He may just be like going for 1 max and trying to end the game, and that's it. There's a starport, but there's no science facility. There's still no +2 anytime soon. There's, I think, 2 carriers out now. I saw 1 right there, but I think there's another one out on the map somewhere. And this map, if you can get to mass carriers, look how much, how many, ridges or cliffs or whatever there are. It's super annoying to deal with carriers. Lots of pathways, especially if they can get over, if you can get a sizable ground army to prevent a flank from top middle, and you can just commit with your carriers to the top left third base, you could shut down that base and take nothing and take no damage in return. But we do have Ssinz on the move. He's basically maxed. Terran's not got the greatest upgrades with just the 1-1, but he should have a decent, he's got a decent tank count now at 8. But here we go, carriers into the third base. Turrets are surprisingly decent versus, wait, what? He just inted off almost probably more than all of his shields. But I was gonna say turrets are surprisingly pretty good versus carriers in low numbers. If you build 12 turrets, 10 turrets right there, these 3 carriers would do nothing. Well, here we go. Terran is on the move. Has a very powerful army. Lots of Goliaths, lots of tanks. Is down 30 supply, but if he can get a good angle, I could see a miracle. How many carriers is it? It's 4 right now. Ooh, he's caught him out of siege. Caught him out of siege. It looks like the ground wasn't there in time, and these goons in the back are just shooting a Goliath. Allows the tank to get a lot of free kills onto these goons. The zealots have already almost all disappeared. What happened? Proxy will win the battle. Tank focus fire was really good. By the way, that one tank over on the right side is shelling it on that 4th base. Probably just shooting the next for the pylon, but that was a really good attack from Ssak. I actually thought that Protoss would win that pretty easily, but ends up being pretty much a win for Terran. Oh my gosh, so many probes are here. How many interceptors do we get? What is it? It's 4 carriers, right? No, it's more than 4 carriers. They don't have enough interceptors to save this base. His Nationals mined out. All these probes and the Nexus are going to die. I think Terran's going to lose his whole army here, but he traded very well. Ssinz needs to catch this Goliath reinforcement. Oh, he's all the unspeed. Now's the time to go. There he goes. But at the same time, Ssak is attacking from the top side. However, I think that this is going to be an incredibly favorable trade for Protoss. Terran needs to run. Yeah, that's a smart move. Stack those tanks in. There's no way you could save them. He's just going to back off. Ssinz is just on 1 base mining, but so is Terran only on 1 base mining. But Protoss has the 6 carriers. Don't need any more than that. 7 or 8 is pretty good. Well, 8 is critical mass in my opinion, but 6 is good enough. And now all Ssinz has to do is, I think, just get a real ground army. Oh, he ran over mine, so he runs into some of the Goliaths. One of them's gonna die. There's no observer here. Oh, we gotta be so careful. Wow, no upgrades for Protoss. Well, on the ground at least. There's 1, 2 in the air. One single tank. Ooh. You gonna focus down the carrier? Not able to do so. This might win this. See, Zealot. He's scared of one tank. Oh, does he not have? Oh, he does have an observer. I was gonna say, does he not have an observer to spot the mines? Is that why he's running? We actually have Ssak up in supply, which is crazy. And he got his mid-left base. I can't believe it. The observer also got taken out, I guess, so he doesn't know about it. So he doesn't just immediately run over there, like with a DT or something. Look at Ssak's money. It's so low. So is Ssinz. Incredibly low. Oh, no, no. Oh, he blows up 6 mines for 1 goon. I feel like that's worse. Still just not a lot of DPS on the ground for Terran. Like, there's only 3 tanks. Oh, he's into the probe line. That's where all the money is. That's where all the probes are. That Ssinz not turning around. This is it. He's just going for the counter. The carriers are doing a lot of work. Oh, I got 1 carrier. Is there an observer here? There's no observer here. The mines are so critical. It doesn't look like there's that many interceptors. Oh, he turned around the goons and the mines, or the observer. Well, I just tapped that. Wow. Barely Ssak had enough there. I can't believe that actually Ssak survived that. After having that disaster first attack, I thought Ssinz had done it. But it's Ssak. With the great secondary attack, trading so well, having the perfect unit comp, he's going to take the series 3-1. And that pushes through another Terran player. And let's take a look at our bracket now. I think he's their first player in the bottom side, right? Okay, Ssak. So Ssak is a really good Terran player, like a TVT player. I'm looking at this bottom side of the bracket. Mini versus Ample, that's going to be pretty rough for Ample, but we saw Ample play pretty well versus Snow there. So if Ssak can get Ample, and then let's say like Light or Sharp make it through the bottom side, right? Then you have Ssak versus Terrans the whole way. And I would put Ssak versus the world versus any Terran player. So if that actually unfolds, like let's say he can somehow avoid Mini, Ssak could actually go the distance, as crazy as that sounds, because I think Light is obviously clear favorite versus YSC, and Sharp is clear favorite versus Motive. That doesn't mean that they won't win, but I do think that it is a possibility if Ssak gets the Dream Terran bracket that he could go all the way. So well done from him. That is it for today with our first match from the bottom side of the bracket. If you like the content brought to you by StarCastTV, definitely consider becoming a Patreon supporter, because without your support, tournaments like this could not be running. If you cannot support through Patreon, definitely just slam that like button, subscribe button on YouTube. That also helps with the algorithm. And I will see you in our next matchup, which will be Mini versus Ample.